African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 7th of July, 2024. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of troops hit the personnel and equipment of the 41st Mechanized, 57th Motorized Infantry, 92nd Air Assault, 44th Artillery Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, 34th, 36th Marine Brigades, 120th and the 127th Terrestrial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Neskechnoi, Volchansk, Staritsy, Tycho, Garbazovka and Bely Kaladiz, Kharkov region. During the day, 5 attacks were repelled by formations of the 92nd Assault, 71st Jaeger Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and the Vostok Special Operations Forces Center. Enemy losses amounted to up to 175 military personnel, Cossack armored fighting vehicles, a U.S.-made Humvee, and 3 vehicles. During the counter-battery fight, the following were hit: a 152mm Akatsiya self-propelled artillery mount, 2 152mm D-20 guns, 4 122mm D-30 howitzers, a 128mm RAK-SA-12 multiple launch rocket system made in Croatia, as well as an electronic radio station struggled Bukovlad. Units of the West Group of Forces occupied more advantageous positions and defeated the formations of the 14th Mechanized, 4th Tank Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 110th, 112th Defense Brigades, as well as the 12th Special Forces Brigade Azov in populated areas points of Kovsharovka, Peskanoy, Petropavlovka, Grigorovka of the Kharkov region, Serebryanka of the Donetsk People's Republic and Chervenaya Dybrova of the Lugansk People's Republic. The enemy lost up to 450 troops, 2 armored fighting vehicles and 3 pickup trucks. In addition, during the counter-battery battle, the following were hit: 155mm howitzers, M777 made in the USA and FH-70 made in the UK, 152mm howitzers to be, 152mm D-20 gun, 2 122mm Gvozdika self-propelled artillery mounts and a 105mm L-119 gun made in Great Britain. During the day, the group destroyed 2 electronic warfare stations, Bukovlad and Noda, and 2 field ammunition depots of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. Units of the Southern Group of Forces improved the situation along the front line and also defeated manpower and equipment of the 24th, 28th, 93rd Mechanized, 79th Air Assault, 46th Airmobile Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces in populated areas Zaliznianskoye, Chesavyar, Kurdiamovka, Katarinovka, Elizavetovka, Kurakovo, and Maximilianovka points of the Donetsk People's Republic. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 380 military personnel, a tank, and 14 vehicles. During the counter-battery fight, the following were hit: 155mm self-propelled artillery mount M109 Paladin made in the USA, 155mm howitzers, M777 made in the USA and FH-70 made in the UK, 4 152mm D-20 guns, 152mm howitzers to be. In addition, 2 Inkleven electronic warfare stations and 9 field ammunition depots of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were destroyed. Units of the Center Group of troops, as a result of active actions, liberated the settlement of Shigari of the Donetsk People's Republic and improved the tactical situation. The formations of the 41st, 47th, 110th Mechanized, 142nd Infantry, 59th Motorized Infantry Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were defeated in the areas of the settlements of Artemovo, Druzhba, Vozdvizenka, Timofeevka, Toretsk, Berezovka, and Novgorodskoye of the Donetsk People's Republic. During the day, 6 counterattacks by assault groups of the 31st Mechanized, 68th Jaeger, 95th Airborne Assault Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and the 425th Separate Assault Battalion Skala were repelled. Enemy losses amounted to up to 340 military personnel, a tank, a U.S.-made Bradley infantry fighting vehicle, 2 cars, a U.S.-made 155mm M777 howitzer, 3 152mm Stubby howitzers, a 122mm D30 howitzer, and a 105mm M119 gun. Units of the Vostok grouping of troops occupied more advantageous positions and also defeated the manpower and equipment of the 72nd, 116th Mechanized Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and the 102nd Terrestrial Defense Brigade in the areas of settlements Ugledar, Velika Novoselka, Vodyanoy, Storozhevoy Donetsk People's Republic, Guliapol, and Starokrinka, Zaporizhzhia region. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 145 military personnel, a U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carrier for vehicles, a U.S.-made 155mm M777 howitzer, a Polish-made 155mm Krab self-propelled artillery mount, a 152mm D20 gun, a 105mm U.S.-made M119 gun, and an electronic warfare station. Units of the Dnieper Group of troops defeated the formations of the 141st Infantry Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, the 35th Marine Brigade, and the 124th Terrestrial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Novoandriivka, Zaporizhzhia region, Ivanovka, Tokarevka, and Antonovka, Kherson region. The losses of the armed forces of Ukraine amounted to over 100 military personnel, 6 vehicles, 3 155mm M777 howitzers made in the USA, a 122mm self-propelled artillery Mount Vostok, 2 105mm M119 guns made in the USA, a counter-battery radar station made in the USA and /TPQ-50, and 3 ammunition depots. Operational tactical aviation, unmanned aerial vehicles, missile forces, and artillery of groupings of troops of the armed forces of the Russian Federation were destroyed. Radar for detecting air targets at low, medium altitudes, and the issuance of target designations for the Swedish-made Giraffe air defense system and 2 launchers of the US-made Patriot anti-aircraft missile system, as well as the destruction of Ukrainian armed forces aircraft at the home airfield, concentrations of enemy manpower and equipment in 119 areas. During the day, air defense systems shot down 3 Hammer-guided bombs made in France, 2 HIMARS missiles made in the USA, and 31 unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 626 aircraft, 277 helicopters, 27,314 unmanned aerial vehicles, 540 anti-aircraft missile systems, 16,521 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,366 combat vehicles of multiple launch rocket systems, 11,516 field artillery guns and mortars, 23,410 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.